Okay, so Dan, it is a huge fight week, one of the biggest of the year, certainly. Canelo takes on Billy Joe Saunders, obviously a massive fight globally, this one. So, Dan, just your honest opinion, just a couple of minutes, just talk me through this fight. What do you think happened?
Well, I'm glad the fight's happening. Number one, I mean, Canelo made it a very specific point, in his most recent fights that his goal was to become the undisputed super middleweight champion, and to do that, you got to fight the guys with the belts. So he did it earlier, in December when he defeated Callum Smith, won Callum's title plus the ring title plus the vacant WBA title, and part of that deal was to go and fight the mandatory against Ildrim. That was a blowout fight, like we all expected, but then now he's got a real serious test because Billy Joe Saunders is no joke. He's undefeated. He's a southpaw. He's got great experience. He was a good amateur. He's had belts in two weight classes. And so, Canelo is proving that he's willing to fight these guys. And obviously he wants to win the fight and then fight Caleb Plant for the undisputed title. But I think Billy Joe Saunders, of all the fights to get to that championship, of the undisputed championship between Billy Joe, Callum Smith, and the fight that he had, that is going to have potentially against Caleb Plant, I think that Billy Joe Saunders probably presents the most complicated style. In fact, when Canelo was getting ready to fight the Yildirim fight, I had an interview with him, and we talked about about his desire to become the undisputed champion, and so we did speak a little bit about Billy Joe and about Caleb Plant. And one of the things that, and the word that he used, translated from Spanish, was as he referred to Saunders as complicated, which it's true. Now he's done well against a whole variety of different styles. And, he has no fear, I don't think, of fighting a guy like Billy Joe Saunders, who, let's be honest, at super middleweight anyway, has not a single victory of consequence. He barely has any top victories at middleweight, other than maybe the Andy Lee fight. So from that point of view, and Canelo's been on such a roll, he's looked so good, he's been so dominant against the best guys he's fought, and even like the Yildirim, he's not letting them hang around or drag him into the late rounds. He's just blowing them out of there. So he's looked superb. And, Billy Joe's been hit or miss. He looks good sometimes. He looked great, like, for example, when he fought against David Lemieux. And then he has the fight, I forget even who the opponent was, that he fought out in California, where he looked like, like he didn't know what the heck he was doing. So Billy Joe's inconsistent. If he can be consistent in the fight, certainly he has a chance. But again, getting a decision on the road, with the kind of style he has, it's hard. I mean, so, I'm there's fights where you're asked to pick. And it's like, sometimes you definitely feel like a certain fighter is going to win. Other times you still make the pick, but you're more on the fence. Yeah, it could go either way. Being honest, in this case, I definitely feel like Canelo Alvarez will win the fight. Be it by knockout or by decision. I think one thing about Billy Joe, I think he's shown a good chin and stood up to some punches over the years. So I'd say that it's Canelo on points. I just feel like he's so much at the top of his game right now. He's the pound for pound number one, in my opinion. This is a promotion about him. The benefit of the doubt's going to go to him. There's going to be a massive crowd there. They're going to be mostly Mexican Americans cheering him on, and that's going to buoy him, I suppose. Look, hard to pick against Canelo Alvarez right now. And again, it's in no way knock on Billy Joe Saunders or any other opponent. It's just that one guy's the pound for pound king, and those other guys aren't.
Perfect. Spot on, Dan. Thank you. Appreciate your time, my man. Thank you, mate.
All right, you bet, Omar. Appreciate it.
Doing all right. Cheers. Bye.
Bye, man.